Hey friends, and welcome back to Sunshine and Serenity. And today we're going to talk about organizing your freezer space. So if you're ready, let's go! I'm going to give you some tips and tricks along the way on how to help you with organizing your freezer and help you maybe get to where you can get through your food a little bit quicker, so you know what you have and before you get so bad you have to toss it out. So, ready? Let's go! Okay, so tip number 1 is to organize your freezer with your like items together. So what I mean by this is if you have frozen veggies, make sure you have all your frozen veggies together. I have a lot of mine in this basket right here. But if you are freezing your own vegetables, make sure you combine those vegetables into as many or as little bags possible. So if you have, say, 4 bags of broccoli, but you can combine it to make 2 bags of broccoli, make your 2 bags of broccoli, because that will take up less space than 4 bags and you will have more of your items together. So there's tip number 1, combine and consolidate your like items. Tip number 2. So my tip number 2, aside from investing in some great baskets that can hold your loose items so they don't get lost in the bottom and then they don't expire, is to take the things that you would use more frequently. So like if you have cookies, yogurts, things like that, and switch those over to your fridge freezer. Because if the things that you use more often are in the place where you can get to them quicker and easier, then you're more likely to use them before they go bad. So that is my tip number 2. Change things over that you use more frequently to your inside fridge freezer to where you can access them quickly so that you can use them before they go bad. Number 3, get out as much air as possible when you are storing things. This helps things to be folded over. You can fit them closer together. If there is not a bunch of air puffed up in here, you're able to manipulate the bag and fit it into small spaces that you need it, and it takes up less space and you can fit more in your freezer. My next tip is if you have meat in the freezer or things in the freezer in Ziploc bags and you don't know what they are or when they went in there, always label with a Sharpie. So I know that this right here is a brisket, but it's not labeled. So to help you easier identify things when you're looking into the freezer, it's good to label them with a Sharpie. So since this is in a Dollar General bag, we just keep extra bags in our house because, you know, anybody needs some extra bags. I'm just going to put on here, like where I would normally see, and I'm just going to put on here brisket, right like that, so that I know what this is looking down into the freezer without me having to take it out of the bag and all that. Same thing goes with expiration dates. If you are putting your own vegetables in bags to freeze, make sure you put the date that you put it into the freezer, because once those things come out, you know when you put them into a freezer and how much time you have to use those things out of the freezer. So that would be my next tip. One of my final tips that I would give you guys, especially if you have multiple freezers, this is like helped me tremendously. Keep you a freezer inventory list for each freezer of what you have and how many of that item you have. That way you're easily able to rotate through what you have and you can visually see what you have, what you're getting low on, what you need to replenish, what you can use for meals. And that will keep you saving money at the store too, because if you know what you have on hand, you're less likely to spend extra money on things that you already have at home, and you are more able to make meals and plan at home for what you do have. Those are my tips. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you later, friends. Bye!